Yeah, this is me, and you probably wonder why I'm here. Or, well, maybe that's me wondering how I got here. Whichever it is, I'm finally able to use this place. Which might not look like a crazy achievement to you, definitely is one for me. Because my name is 57BadSibis, Runescape Noob, playing this game for the very first time. And it all started in this fateful place that I've grown oh so fond of. As allegedly, I just ended a horrible goblin war over, well, 2 colors. And as we can see, boy did I do a good job. Which leaves us with pretty much just one thing to do and flee the scene as fast as we can. And let's just forget any of this ever happened. I'd rather cash in on some rewards I earned myself. And so I am now the new owner of 20 salmon and 2 strength potion parentheses 4, whatever that means. Anyways, I hide evidence of my past adventures and I'm ready to move on. So let's start by answering a question if the crackers in my inventory were meant to be emergency food. First and foremost, I'm glad that emergency food either is a thing that I am instantly picked up on, or I have now established as an actual thing. Either way, reason to be proud of, maybe. More importantly though, initially they were actually meant to be, yes, but I have clicked examine on them and I've seen the price they would give, kinda giving me a hint that this might not be emergency food after all. So rest assured that they are now comfortably resting in my bank, right next to my cape collection actually, which so many of you urged me to change the color on. I heard you, but story for another day. Today, as I had so much fun doing quests the last time, hey, let's do another one. It can't get worse, right? There is no way that I will once again be completely lost, randomly walking around, essentially getting nothing done. I cannot see that happen. And so I made the fateful decision of simply just going for the next quest in the list, as it makes the most sense to me, I guess. After a quick little briefing, I know exactly where to go and, well, we are off. But not before getting some revenge for last time, of course. Yeah, and also clear my bags while we're here, right? Anyways, let's cross a also familiar lumber bridge, which I now already know because of you guys that this isn't actually the bridge why Lumbridge is called Lumbridge Bridge, as it's the stone one. Important information. Almost as good as bird facts, I think. Also important to note is that I have finally figured out the way around the gate. No one's getting any 10 gold out of me anymore. Nice kid at the border gives me an Alcarid flyer, with which I get money off my next purchase. If only it wasn't out of date, I guess. Thank you, very helpful. Entering the whole area from this side also makes me see this massive mining site for the first time. Looks a bit scary, but guess we'll find out eventually. And a bit further down the desert, we make it to the main building, inside of which we will find our quest conversation partner, Chancellor Hassan, who gets right to business, asking me if I'm willing to help, not even mentioning what exactly we're even talking about, and I have to make a decision right away. But of course, I'm blindly doing whatever this is. But instead of telling me himself, I actually have to go to some guy outside, and he'll give me the details. This very much reminds me of some form of scam where there is some people recruiting and some people then executing. Can't wait. So let's see what the guy outside has in store for us. As short as the inside conversation was, this one's a bit more lengthy. So the TLDR on this one, Prince Ali has been taken. A bandit group around Lady Kelly, who find their home in a abandoned jail just east of Draenor village, I think I remember that, are the reason why he's gone. And to free the prince, I now have to come up with some crazy plan because apparently we're not allowed to use violence. Sadly. This includes a disguise, replicating a key, and a bunch of other nonsense. So after yet another briefing, I'm supposed to meet Leela, who's already waiting just outside the jail for further instructions. So we're back to walking. And given the fact that we are supposed to do some crazy rescue mission but are not even allowed to use violence, I think calling this whole thing a scam, I wasn't that far off. Anyways, back to my most favorite thing to do in this game, walking. And this is where once again my past, well, let's call it exploration, comes in very handy, as I instantly know where to go and I pretty much make it there in, I would argue, the fastest way possible if we ignore the pay to win shortcut. It's almost like you get better at the game when you're actually playing it. Do other people know about this? Well, besides my life-altering revelations, I make it to the prison in record time, of course, and Leela already waiting right outside. I do remember her from my first episode being ever so rude to me. I see. I might rethink this whole rescuing your guy, maybe. But sure, let's talk. She somehow already knows that I'm coming, which I don't even know why I'm here then, but okay. And we go over the plan once more, and she's kind of giving me some form of grocery shopping list where there is plenty of items on it. And apparently I'm the only person that is gathering anything. So it's up to me to get some soft clay and a bronze bar so we can make an imprint of the key and then make a fake key with it. For the disguise, we need a blonde wig, a pink skirt, and some skin paste to hide a black eye that the guy apparently got when he was captured. Oh, thank God we know these things already. Glad I can heroically go grocery shopping now. And I instantly, especially after last time, get a very good sense of what is up ahead. So I check the map for the nearest bank. As I already know, there will be a lot of walking. With a heavy heart, I drop all of my armor into the bank, and with that drop all the potential heroics that could have been happening. But I for the first time see the 0 kilogram in action. And with that, all of the preparations are done. So let the heroics, I guess, begin. Alright, first thing first, I'm being sent to some old sailor who has a rope shop, as he might be helpful with the wig we need for the disguise. And merely one conversation later, my shopping list grows bigger, as he needs 3 balls of wool to make me a wig. So instead of solutions, we've simply gotten more tasks. Beautiful. So it's back to walking, as there seems to be no wool shop around. I actually checked. But there's one silver lining in this case. I know what we have to do, as I've been there before. So I buy myself shears, mainly because I completely forgot to bring them from the bank in Draenor, and I'm actually too lazy to now walk just over there and up to the top floor, you know. Regardless, besides my lack of motivation to save money, I'm ever so successful with sheep. And after collecting 3 of the wool, it actually means that I do have to go up there and walk to the top floor, but not quite actually, almost. But I'm happy to announce that I have some form of automatism down already that I actually do end up at the top floor, as yeah, this is where I usually go because there's the bank, right? I don't know how I feel about that. This definitely can't be good, I think. So after opening the bank and then closing it again, I actually go to the floor where I'm supposed to be going, and I'm spinning myself some balls. I refrain from any further comments at this point, thank you. Well, and once that is done, we are, with a swing in our step and a smile on our face, walking all the way back to the rope guy. All the while wondering if them offering us a rope this early on is some sort of foreshadowing. Anyways, back with Ned the sailor, and now proud owner of a wig. My efforts of trying to put the wig on myself are sadly without any success, and there was nothing left but cross one thing off my shopping list, I guess. Or like cross half of it, because it's not blonde yet, whatever. Up next, a rare moment of efficiency, like by design, as there is a friendly witch who can help me not only with the skin paste, but as we already know, has dyes for our wig. Incredible. So once more back with Aggie, and also right to business, but also back to grocery shopping. As for the base of the paste, we need a mix of ash, flour and water, and then of course good old red berries for the color we want to achieve. So I guess we are back to tour the starting area. But I once again have some idea where to get these things from, so I guess that's a start. But definitely not a good start on the other hand is that I actually make it this far before I realize, oh wait, I actually need containers for all this shit. And just like that, I've done it once more. I made something already horrible even worse. Good for me. Anyways, a minor detour later. Might as well start with the ash while we're here. Also makes it feel less of a failure now. And hearing this sound makes it like a massive success actually. Yeah, well, almost. And well, while my ash was cooking, I tried to figure out if I could fill a bucket of water here. But I'm assuming that's seawater and, you know, salt water. We don't want that, I guess. Regardless of what it is, it doesn't work. Well, now that I know that, I guess, I return just in time to see my precious fire become the ash we are looking for. Item 1, complete. Back to walking. All the way over here, as this is where we pick up some wheat and bring it to Millie the Miller in the mill. Top floor actually, and then bottom floor, like we've been over this in the past. Long story short, item 2 complete. And look at that, right outside, item 3, it's right there. Completing the last missing piece. So back all the way over to Aggie, and merely one quick friendly conversation later, I realize that I've completely forgotten the red berries. Hell yeah, more walking. How could I have ignored that? Like, hahaha. Well, so I guess guess once more there's nothing else left but telling you that bats can reach a flying speed of over 160 kilometers per hour. That's over 100 miles per hour for the different metric abled ones. Also, you might have noticed that wasn't quite a bird fact, but given my name, you know, how about bat facts? I guess. We'll definitely follow up with the ibis facts soon. But first, let me take some red berries. And once again, I do go with my safety berry system, as there definitely has been a slight theme of me missing ingredients recently. But I hope that's a thing of the past, and we are marching back. All the way back to telling you that the mascot of the University of Miami is an American white ibis named Sebastian. If that doesn't excite you for running back and forth all the time without making any meaningful progress, I really don't know what it is. I am definitely having fun right now. Look, right here. Was I expecting something else when I was advertised bandits and freeing a prisoner? Maybe? But then again, I could have learned from my past adventures, I guess. Well, be that as it may, we listened to 5 very interesting words that I, for the sake of any actual English speakers, will not say out loud, and just like that, we are skin paste owners. The excitement has no bounds here. But for once, we actually shortened the grocery shopping list, so that's something, I guess. The next little bit of inefficiency is definitely on me, given I could have picked up the onions while I was just picking up the red berries, just like I pretty much did last time. Definitely not speaking for me, but to be fair, I was really distracted from crazy interesting bats and ibis facts, so can't really blame it all on me. But we mix it all together, and my wig turns into a blonde wig. The heroics are indescribable in this one. Even more heroic is the fact that I could have technically planned this out better, as we have to go back to Varrock again, as this is where Thessalia's fine clothes is located at, which I find surprisingly fast, I have to say. We get the required pink skirt there. But it once again proves that I make these things way harder than they actually are by not necessarily giving it the required amount of preparation and thought, which shouldn't distract from the fact that this quest so far is just fantastic. I'm assuming this is how all these delivery guys must feel on a daily basis, so well, I got that down now, I guess. If you have any job openings, you know, my inboxes are open. But once again, successfully, I walk away, me and my pink skirt, that is, ever so dashing. Against all odds, I make it back, and for the next step, we require a little bit of preparation once again, and we're doing a little bit of an inventory scramble, I guess, because we are also in charge of making the fake key. At least we have to bring the resource to do so. That brings us to yet another ingenious blunder by me, and I until now have no idea how I came up with that, genuinely thought that I need an iron bar to do so, and I cannot explain why or how that even came to be. But after checking, I saw that I only needed 2 more levels to do so, and given my past adventures, let's say, I wasn't even remotely questioning the fact that this might be a little high for a random quest requirement. Guess after living through so many gruesome experiences, I actually expected that to be normal. But oh well, the pink skirt and I, we got to business. And I magically once again managed to pull it off. I made an already horrible task even worse. I am oddly talented at that, like really good at it, and I don't know why, or how to make that an actual skill, I guess. Funny enough, on the very last run of my grind, the one that would bring me to the level 15 that I was looking for, I was then also curious where the hell would I even get the iron from? Maybe there's a maiden somewhere? And while I was on my way exploring the other mining site, I started to second guess myself, just enough to check the journal. And as you can see in my mouse movement, I figured it out. But you know, while I was already on the way, I then also came to realize there is no iron here, not even remotely. Once again, things I now know for the future, I'm assuming, will be one of these things that I will introduce with, oh, remember that stupid thing? Well, now I already know. Can't wait for that. But then again, I started something, so might as well get back to socializing at the mining site. Mining seems to be such a tedious task, interacting with other players, I guess is mandatory. Legally required maybe. Anyways, let's finally get to it and make that one iron bar we need, right? And yet another heroic disaster later, I managed to actually get a step forward. Might have taken me unreasonably long to make one step, but I guess that's kind of the theme of things here. But for once I also have some more positive news to announce. I actually stored the stuff that I make in my bank as I want to sell it at the Grand Exchange later, as instructed by you guys. Unsure who would want random bronze gear made by me, but apparently I get more for it there. Guess I'll see. And that brings us to this point. Grocery list, in theory, only has a single item left. We just need soft clay to make an imprint of the key so we can make another one. So here you might think, well, we're pretty much done, right? Just need that one last thing and the quest is done. That at least resembles my thought process at the time. But this is also where, if you think the iron bar was difficult to come by, boy, do I have some news for you. At this point, I'm not anywhere close to being done, nor am I even close to obtaining soft clay, as just that one item requires its own whole journey, with obviously a lot of walking, a barbarian village, and worst of all, socializing with other players.